Yo guys, my name is Ali Games and welcome back to Let's Play The Letter. Where we last left off, we are now still playing as Luke and we are trapped in the mansion with everybody else. Hana is possibly beyond saving. We don't know what to do to help her. She is now either dead technically or she is fully possessed by this ghost of this woman. But who knows, we are trapped in the mansion. But before we get to the big decision that could possibly be the turning point of the game, I wanted to read the journal entries that we couldn't last time. Although baffled and disturbed by Hana's odd behavior, Luke tried to urge Hana to leave. She finally refused, and when Luke angrily insisted, it was then when the whole house shifted before his eyes. Furious, paranoid, and trapped in the mansion with people he barely knew, Luke Wright threatened to take them down with him. Luckily, before the hysterical man could harm anyone. But right now, it's like, he's finally accepting, and they're trying to convince, them, both, Luke and Marion, that it's not the letter's problem, it's the mansion itself. Which I believe that's what it is. I think it's the mansion. I don't think the letter has, like, because there's a lot of people who haven't seen the letter that went missing. One of the most main people being Rose, as well as I think 2 people from the open house went missing, or the one died and the one went missing. So they never saw the letter at all. So, and she never made copies. So I think we need to burn the mansion down. I'm going to regret this. I will. Alright, let me pull the tree up, see where we're at. Alright, we're right there. Gonna burn the mansion. But with these cries growing louder, this has become the easiest decision I have ever made. I'm getting tired of hearing her sobbing, really. It's just irritating. Isn't she getting tired of it? Besides, someone has to act fast. Think fast. And what else is the root cause of our problems but this place where the letter was found? No need to make things more complicated. It started here. Why won't it end here? What if what Lily said is true then? If what Lily said is true, then there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before someone thinks of putting this blasted piece up in the market. When I get out of this place, I swear I'm suing a bunch of people. Run that estate company to the ground if need be. Oh, don't worry, it's almost there. We spent millions, damn it! Millions! The sigh perhaps a heavy heart. I open one of the drawers of my study table. Taking a bottle of liquor out for myself, then passing it on to every occupant in the room. They accept it, but not without a look of protest or a confused glance my way. It does shut them all up, so maybe I've done something good. Even more when I pop the cork off the bottle and pour its contents on the floor.
Well, what are you simpletons waiting for?
We wasted our time dousing the whole room, the smell of alcohol filling the air. The study is the perfect place to start, though. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they were more eager to set this whole place on fire. And the blaze catches easily in this room when I set it alight, using the blasted paper as kindling. With the whole place drenched with wine and all manner of things alcoholic I've been hiding from Hana, the small fire soon turns into an inferno. In a matter of seconds, we're out the door. It doesn't exactly leave where I'm hoping it will. Oh, the music is creepy. Although ending up in the kitchen does give us more reason to play like a bunch of pyromaniacs. Fishing liquor stocks from the cupboard, we also do the same thing we've done in the study. Door after door, in every room we pass. Pouring bottle after bottle of expensive aged liquor and setting everything on fire. Only leaving once the blaze has started in earnest. When we run out of liquor, we simply drop the bottle and take one off the many nooks I've stashed one. Damn. And there's no lack in it here. The hard stuff, the shorts, the watered down kind. Gifts from a distant relative, friends, so-called friends, you name it. I make sure there's always one within reach.
How many of these things do you keep in this house?
A lot.
I always have a few bottles in the bedroom, you know, the parlor and the dining room.
You have problems, man.
Well, isn't this the time to discuss them?
Hana had called me out on this numerous times before, telling me of the same thing. I've always told her she doesn't know the half of it before completely dismissing her concerns. Worrywart, that woman. Turns out it'll be useful now. Not to drown out my sorrows, but for this. Wonder of wonders. Though I suppose I can now say it has also saved my life. But there's no time for some introspection now, because with each room we pass and burn, The place also becomes easier to navigate, as if it's slowly rightening itself, returning to what it's supposed to be. Soon we finally find ourselves standing before the main door. The strong odor of burning wood, cloth, and varnish alike wafts from under the doors of the rooms we've previously torched, slowly filling the hall with a thick black smoke. The blaze is also starting in earnest in every part of the house. I can already feel the heat seeping from the rooms I've set aflame. In a matter of minutes, flames will engulf the whole house. Fittingly, that is when she appears again before us, watching us from the top of the stairs while her world goes up in flames around her. However, what catches my eyes is that expression on her face. Not the vile smile I've already grown accustomed to, or the one where her eyes gleam with a complete hatred. This one? Forlorn is the only word I can think to describe it.
No, please. Help me. Help me, please.
Can the dead still feel? Can she hear us? Or is that merely another one of her tricks to trap us in this nightmare? Like this, however, she seems almost like the woman she used to be. I have to remind myself she's no longer Hana. The woman I loved is gone, and who stands before me is nothing but a pale imitation of who she used to be. And I don't waste any time pondering over it. Now with the exit just a few steps away. The door's finally open, and through it I can glimpse the world outside. Safety. However, I do turn, if only to see the last of her. A farewell, more than anything. For all her attempts to lure me, draw me in, her wishes to be with me, she does not stop me when I finally run for this horrid place. Quietly, she disappears. She's not done yet. Light it up. Watching a multi-million-pound house burn before me? For some reason, nothing about this bothers me. Maybe it's that one last look on her face that's changed it. Maybe it's what I've seen and heard inside. There's only a calm, a stillness. The same hush that comes after a terrible storm has swept the countryside. And with it, it's the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Alright, I want to see. Oh my god, what if we burn the letter? What happens then? Oh my god! Oh, okay. Let me see something. I kind of feel bad that it ended that soon. Okay. Where is the question at? Oh, but it probably would have went burn the letter. Oh, maybe no, because it would have went up and then down, because the letter is not the problem. I think I might go back. And with it is the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Ever so slowly, the sky begins to lighten before my eyes. Darkness giving way to the warm morning hues. Soft rays spilling over the vast expanse of Luxport's countryside. Nearby, the trees sway and rustle with the breeze. A passing draft that carries even into this room from outside, cold enough to make me shiver. The remains of a storm that has passed. In the distance, I can hear the soft chirping of birds, while the rest of the world stirs, wakes. Dawn at last. We are free. Epilogue. Alright. But we left Johans in there, though. Johans died. Despite initial protests, Luke agreed with Isabella Santos. He began dousing the place with alcohol and setting it on fire. Sure enough, as flames slowly engulfed the place, it returned to its original state, freeing them. Outside, the first light of dawn, the mansion burned to the ground before their eyes. It's over. Like the flames that engulfed the mansion that night, whispers quickly spread across Luxport City after the incident. Officers who investigated simply deemed it an unfortunate accident, resulting in the deaths of innocent lives. Yep, I think we're gonna go back. I want to go back and see what happens if we just burn the letter. Regardless of the truth, Luke Wright files criminal charges against Brower Realty Corporation for undisclosed reasons to the public, forcing the latter to declare bankruptcy. A move that has merely stoked the rumors further. But for those who still believe in the stories of the old and those who know the truth, it is but a testament to the curse that the secrets of the Ermengarde mansion has hidden for centuries. If there will be a time those will finally be revealed, only the ashes of the now ruined mansion know. However, on nights when the wind howls and thunder booms across the sky, some still claim hearing of voices where it once stood. Of cries and wails that fill the nights and desperate calls of help for anyone who dares listen. As for those who once tread its halls, although Luke Gray has won his legal battle with Briar Realty Corporation, another tech leak places him and Wright Enterprise under the spotlight months later. This time, however, with the Chief Inspector Harvey Lee's sudden absence, the businessman isn't able to escape those close scrutiny. In an investigation headed by LPD's Detective Inspector Ashton Frey, all of Wright Enterprise's illegal business dealings within the past 10 years come to light. Although his involvement with other crimes is still being investigated, the disclosure has caused a huge outcry, especially from the city's business sector. Sued on multiple grounds, the company is ultimately forced to shut down. Oh man, saving your hide. Meanwhile, to avoid public outrage, the once affluent businessman immediately leaves the city. All of his bank accounts have been emptied, including his Luxembourg apartments, leaving not a single trace or clue where he might be hiding. The last anyone has seen of the man was on a flight bound for Ireland. Till this day, no one has heard from him, even his people from the old Wright Enterprise, who have all been left to deal with the aftermath. Though over the past few months after the situation has calmed, some have made claims of spotting him flitting in and out of the city, if only to check on those he has left behind. Months after recovery, Marianne McCullough heads back to her homeland, ready to close a chapter of a passage she has left hanging for so long. There she visits Lorraine's grave, asking for forgiveness from the girl she once loved, something she has intentionally avoided for years. In spite of this, a different regret still clings to her, one that has been left by what she has witnessed inside Ermengarde Mansion. She never returns to Luxport after, leaving her interior design company in the hands of her secretary instead. But with her absence, the business eventually declines until they are forced to shut it. Unexpectedly, she turns to music years later, hoping it'll someday drown out the voices and the gruesome memories still lingering in her head. By some stroke of luck, or an unfortunate circumstance of fate, Marianne encounters Luke Wright once again, almost a year after she returned home. She meets the man in the local marketplace, newly settled, fumbling, and confused. Although her opinion of him remains ambivalent, at best, she reluctantly offers help, especially after seeing him stumble on his Gaelic more times than she deems acceptable. And it becomes a start. Not too close to friendship by any means, but perhaps something akin to it. And on better days, when vitriol and scathing words don't get in the way, there's only the pleasant companionship one offers to the other. Casual visits to the other's home, sharing a bottle of wine or two, and simply talking about anything under the sun. A comfort after their mutual loss. Something they both eventually learn to appreciate with time. Oh, yay, it's my boy! With help from family and friends, Zachary Steele is soon able to open a photography studio of his own. Something he has only dreamed of having as a child. Although he still hopes to get back to making indie films someday, client work and small projects has kept him busy. Hectic as it may be, he can only be glad for the amount of work pouring in. It has made moving on from the incident in Ermengarde Mansion easier, if not faster. But while there are still nightmares, with support from his family, his doctor, and his own drive, the dark images have finally turned into pleasant dreams. He's aware he won't ever truly forget, but he's no longer running away. At times, when he's not busy or after a hard day's work, he'd think there's another story for the big screen to be told in that. An idea he may turn into reality once his time affords it. In the months that follow, Rebecca Gales becomes a prominent researcher within Luxport's major academic circles, especially after writing what she has discovered about Ansley Village and the Ermengarde Mansion. With help from Professor Andrew Clark, she is soon able to secure funding to continue her research, presenting her findings yearly at local international symposiums. Now at the tail end of her current study, she hopes to publish her first book, correcting all inaccuracies in the city's current history. A move supported by both colleagues, students, and friends alike. Though she knows she still has a long way to go before she can even begin to change people's minds about it, Professor Clark has warned her as much. She perseveres, doing it not for herself, but for the sake of a history the future generation must never forget. No matter how disturbing her experience with the curse may have been, she remains the worrywart she has always been. Even after what she has seen, she continues to fret over people she cares about, sometimes much to their frustration or embarrassment. But if there's one thing that has shifted, it's her relationship with people in their little group, particularly with Zachary Steele. In fact, on numerous occasions, she's been silent dropping by in the studio, bringing the man food on days when he's swamped with work. They also seem to have grown more comfortable around each other than before. Maybe it's born out of their shared experience. Or maybe the way they see each other has simply changed naturally, due to the years they've known each other. Regardless of the whys, it's a change that the man welcomes and appreciates. In turn, he strives to return her kind gestures whenever he can. For all the horrors they've seen, who would have thought something good would come of it? Things have inevitably become strained between Ashton Frey and Rebecca Gales, in the months following her confession and the man's eventual rejection. And with their new work and lives getting busier, the two have eventually drifted apart. It's kind of sad though, but though neither talks about it, and the teacher still strives to forget an old flame, it's clear in Rebecca that there are still lingering feelings of bitterness left. If anything, however, this has only made it obvious how much has changed between them, and how much she has clung to the idea of Ashton from her younger days, the one that may not have been there in the first place. Merely an idea for a sorry-eyed young girl. But there will be a time where she will be able to accept this, to move on from the hurt and repair an old friendship that has fallen to ruin. Only she knows. With her newfound courage, Isabella Santos finally chooses to pursue what she really wants for herself. Having made enough to keep her family afloat for a few years, and with their blessing, she quits her job at Briar Realty Corporation and takes the scholarship offer from the local university. Though remarkably out of practice and unsure if she'll be able to keep up by the time she returns to the university, she finds her feet soon enough with the help from people close to her. With her confidence and her skills growing, so do the number of people recognizing her and her work. It doesn't take long for several award-giving bodies to take notice of her. For all her accomplishments, however, she has never truly forgotten what happened at the Ermengarde mansion. The images still remain in her, and on particularly unpleasant nights, terrors continue to visit her dreams. She knows those won't ever disappear from her life. Has become a part of her in the same way death has permanently taken from her. However, she is no longer afraid, and with a brave face, she carries on, earnestly wishing that someday she'll be able to paint brighter, more vivid thoughts on her canvas. An honest portrayal of life and hope amidst the fear. Shortly after accepting the scholarship grant from Luxembourg University, Isabella moves from Salemville residences in favor of staying on a door close to her campus. Although Rebecca Gale's quick to offer assistance for the move, she does admit she will be a neighbor of more than 5. What is that supposed to say? She will be missing her neighbor of more than 5 years. When all is said and done, she has become fonder of the girl over the years. And with their shared experience over the curse, they have grown only closer. Isabella leaves with a promise to visit every once in a while. And even though she's jokingly complains about Rebecca's bossy attitude, she confesses that she also misses the woman's fussing. After all, in a place miles away from her real family, Rebecca is still the closest thing she has to a sister. More than a year later, once everything in their respective lives have settled, Zachary Steele and Isabella Santos finally hold their first exhibit together. Oh! I'm happy! A project that has been in the making for almost 2 years, after the photographer casually brought it up to the other artist. While merely intended as a small event, it has been surprisingly attended by several members of Luxembourg's upper class and art enthusiasts. Although only a few of the pieces have been meant for sale, the show has brought prominence to Zachary and Isabella's names in the city's art scene. It has since been followed by several other exhibits by the two, both in and out of the city. Currently, they are planning to hold their first show overseas. Yet even with this unexpected, overwhelming fame, friendship between the two has remained strong. Theirs, after all, is a bond that goes beyond mere partners in a small project. He's her family, as much as she is his. While she's aware she still has plenty of ways to go, getting back to school has also opened up a lot of opportunities for Isabella. At times, part-time work has started to come in droves and she is able to support herself financially through her art alone, something she has only dreamed of as a child. And when clients are generous enough, she is able to send money back home, as well, despite her family's reassurances. One such client is Mary McCullough's interior design company, who frequently commissions her for murals after the woman has learned of her skill. Though at times, she finds it difficult to keep up with the interior designer's standard for quality. It's a job and a challenge she's only too happy to accept, if it means doing what she loves. So that's Marion right there. She hires her. That's cool. Following his success in bringing in Luxembourg firm case to a close, Ashton Frey receives a recommendation for a transfer to Luxport's lead agency against organized crimes. Let me take a drink. An endorsement eagerly backed by the newly appointed successor to the late Chief Inspector Lee, Abigail Harris. Oh. What do you mean, late Chief Inspector Lee? What happened? Did he die or did he retire or what? Knowing he'll have more resources, leeway, and a bigger chance at ultimately bringing Lou Gray to justice, Ashton Frey accepts. He still warns the people close to him against Wright and his associates, but only a friendly reminder now, more than anything. Though he does worry, he believes they are wise enough to know what they are doing and trust their judgment. For now, he has decided to leave the evidence and the law to speak for itself and take care of the man once the proper time comes. Nowadays, police work and operations keep him busy, sometimes taking him away from the city he grew up in for days on end. A rare thing for him to enjoy once upon a time, yet this time, he never loses his drive. Simply growing more determined after finally finding a clear purpose close to the rush and excitement he dreamed of as a child. Although Ashton still keeps mum about specific details of his work, his experience with the curse has slowly taught him how to open up, especially to those who he knows that genuinely care for him. He still has a long way to go, he knows that, but for the sake of the people who are still with him, those who have chosen to stay, he hopes that there will come a day when he no longer has to hide behind his own lies. A day when he is no longer afraid of facing the truth in his own words. On his days off, Ashton is usually seen loitering around Zachary Steele's studio, either to help him out on one of his pet projects or exasperating the other man on purpose. Either or, it's mostly the latter. At certain times, he'll volunteer to model for one of Zach's projects, in spite of the photographer's reassurances that it's not needed. Oh, he loves it though. Ash is like, you know you want me to anyway. Regardless, Ashton insists, before completing how meticulous the whole process is hours later, to Zach's utter amusement. Though, sometimes they may get into small, trivial arguments. These have stayed cordial between the two. If anything, the ordeal they've gone through has merely strengthened a friendship the detective didn't expect to find in anyone. Between the lingering trauma and their measly attempts at normalcy, it takes a few months for the awkwardness to finally lift for both Ashton Frey and Isabella Santos. Several weeks trying to find their voice and remembering how to act around each other, despite enduring infections. But once the unease fades, there's only their usual banter and report to fall back on, the casual talk and the friendly jibes. And for the both of them, it's easy, like breathing, like coming home after another journey, a comfort in spite of the things they have gone through. Their days may still be filled with petty arguments and light teasing, but in the aftermath, when all has been said and done, something constant has already been forged between them. A quiet, steadfast thing they can both hold on to as they both carry on. Is that it? Yep, that's it! Okay, but we're not done. I'm not done. I am not done. We are not done because I'm going back. Dear you, if you're reading this, that means you finished playing the game in one way or another. We thank you for the time you spent in playing the letter. This game is our passion project more than anything, and we sincerely hope we delivered it bringing you one-of-a-kind visual novel experience. The letter is hopefully the first of many visual novels coming from us. If you liked what we did with this game and would like to support us, please consider donating to our Patreon account. You can also follow us on social media to get the latest updates. Our usual handle is Yang Yang Mobile. Thank you so much for everything. Let's talk soon. Love, the Yang Yang Mobile team. Alright, but we're not done. Let's see what happens, because it's the last... Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the load this time. Alright, let's see what happens if we burn the letter. So I'm guessing, despite the fact that Hana is dead, everything's turning out okay, but let's see what happens when we burn the letter. It's an easy decision to make, especially with these cries growing louder. Alright. Nope, I didn't want that. Alright, let's see if this takes us to a more weirder path, or if it's just gonna be like, yup, straight. Okay. Where are you at? Where are you at? Just want to check. Burn the letter, burn the mansion. Okay. I'm getting tired of it, really. I simply had to act fast, think fast. Okay, I know they make things later, start from here, but we'll end here. If what Min has said is true, then there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before anyone can think of passing it on to someone else. Before the situation can stretch on for far too long for my taste, I snatched the blasted paper away.
Give me that.
For a second she appears offended, until I take out moments later. The sight of it shuts them all up. But I have no need for their opinion. In the next moment, I'm already setting the letter on fire. And it doesn't take too long for the thing to catch fire. It's old, for heaven's sake. Though I make sure none of the ashes end up on anything flammable. There'll be an inferno inside this study, with all the books and documents stored here. Not that big flame's anything to worry about in this case. In fact, in a matter of minutes, the damn thing has turned to ashes on the floor. With nothing left to burn through, the fire dies, fades into the thin air in a whiff of smoke, leaving only the awful scent of burnt paper in the room. But as the last of the paper turns to cinders... Oh, we pissed her off. A sharp, agonized wail echoes from somewhere in the mansion, before quickly dying out, taking with her the horror she has brought upon the mansion. Slowly, before her eyes, the mansion changes again. Blood fading from the walls, ceilings, and floor, returning to the place to its old beauty. Gone is the darkness, quickly replaced by the artificial lights in the room. Even the smell of blood and gore has completely disappeared from the room. Perhaps the only thing undesirable left are the dumbfounded looks they are giving me.
See? Wasn't that easy? For fuck's sake, you people need to get your heads checked. How did you all make it this far in life with that kind of thinking?
I don't know, the music, man. Okay, maybe not. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you can
We'll
all
see what
thank me later
happens.
for this. You may now show yourselves out of my property before I call the police on you simpletons.
I walk out of the study without a single glance back at them, more than eager to finally get fresh air. They can find their own way out of this place, I'm sure. I better not catch them here again, though, or I will not be happy. Outside, there's only silence. Maybe good things. Maybe it was a good thing to burn the letter. Did we save Hana, though? Knowing the letter is the source... Oh, we can sell that one. Knowing the letter was the source of this entire fiasco, Luke Ray agreed with Mary McCullough and started burning the paper. Soon enough, this blasted thing turned to dust while the mansion returned to its usual state. Freeing them. It's over. Huh. Deafening. Still. The same hush that comes after a terrible storm has swept the countryside. With it, from the wide open windows, is the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Ever so slowly, the sky begins to lighten before my eyes. Darkness giving way to the warm morning hues, soft rays spilling over the vast expanse of Luxport's countryside. Nearby, the trees sway and rustle with the breeze. A passing draft that carries even into this room from outside, cold enough to make me shiver. The remains of a storm that has passed. In the distance, I can hear the soft chirping of birds, while the rest of the world stirs, wakes. Dawn at last. We are free. Alright, let's see if it's different. For undisclosed reasons to the public, the mansion is put back on the market months later, while Briar Realty Corporation faced criminal charges followed by one Luke Wright. As the news of the lawsuit broke out, they went... Okay, they're okay. Stay silent. People still hear it. Alright, so it's the same. Alright. Just skip it. Alright, so... I'm gonna take this off because I'm getting hot now. Alright, so... We... probably missed on a lot of stuff that I could have done, but... I'm not one person to go and try and find every single route. If you want to, there's a guy named Manly Badass Hero. He does all the routes. I'm probably going to play this by myself. I do all the other routes. I really liked this game. I really, really did. It was a really interesting visual novel, and I really hope to see more from the future. I personally have not seen many bugs. Like, I know there's still, like, releasing patches for this game for the bugs and such. But the only bugs that I have so far was sometimes the voices won't appear when they should be, and sometimes the journal won't work. But that's easy as saving your game, quitting, coming back in, and then it's fine. Like, that's all I've had so far. I haven't had any, like, freezing or anything. I haven't had crashes. I haven't had, my files missing or anything. I haven't had that happen yet. Those are the only ones I can really say, and they're not really, like, major ones. They're not, like, game-destroying or, you know, immersion-destroying concept, you know, bugs or anything. The only other problem I have is sometimes with, like, I understand, like, it's not all horror, but, I was gonna think, I can't think. It's not all horror that, you know, you do have to get to know the characters, and that's a big thing about games, is that you want to be able to put yourself in the character's shoes, you want to know how they feel in that, but sometimes it feels like it just goes on for a longer time than it should be, and, like, I kind of wish they would focus a little bit more on the horror stuff, but when the horror stuff happens, it's super good, because it does remind me of The Grudge and The Ring, which I actually have. I don't know where I put the case, but I do have the American versions of The Grudge, and if you have never seen either the American or the Japanese versions of The Grudge, really good. Japanese one is actually really good, surprisingly. But anyways, that was the letter. I don't know what I'm gonna play after this. I might go to The Evil Within. I might try and finish that up. Like I said in the game, if you want to see more from them in the future, go back on Patreon. You know, they're on Twitter. I think they're on YouTube. Yeah, pretty much go support more games from these people, because I love to see more of them. I can't remember. I know Amanda Lee. I know who she is, and I think the guy who did Luke is Takahata. I think that's how you say his name, from Team 4 Star. I think that was him, because I think I started to recognize his voice towards the end. But anyways, I liked it. Maybe hopefully if they have a next game and they try and kickstart their next game, maybe I can help kickstart that one. You know. Yep. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been The Letter. If you guys liked it, leave a comment. Like if you liked it, leave a screwing up my own, you know, my own little outro now. But anyways, leave a like if you liked it, leave a comment if you liked it. I'll see you guys in the next game that I play. Bye!
People can lie, but my lone heart beats true. Where are you, Tio?
Okay. We have more stuff? Okay, we have more stuff. I didn't know it kept going.
Tio, please. She's here.
Oh, it's not over.
She's still here, Tio.
Whoa! 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 Are we not done? I thought we were done. Oh no. Oh, Kylie. Kylie, no!
Help me, please.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Shattered fairy tale? What? Okay, so it's pretty much proving that the fucking letter doesn't, burning it didn't do anything, because it just switched it to fucking Kylie. Oh, you poor child. Oh no. I actually saw that clip, but like the screenshot, but I didn't realize that's what it meant. Oh no, Kylie. Oh my god. CGs, did I get any more? Alright, I have 4 more of this freaking, oh, miscellaneous. Oh my god. No, I don't want to see her do that again. Okay, so, oh man. Alright, so I didn't realize that was part of the game. Didn't know that was gonna be a thing. So, in all, the burning of the letter didn't do anything. Wait. Now I want to check something. No, maybe it didn't. No, maybe no, because there was another ending, and it probably was the other one. Okay. All right. Now this is the end of the letter. Bye. Flashes again before me. Once, fleetingly, like a new memory but having burned itself in my mind. I have to struggle for air when I come back to myself after.
I'm not. This isn't.
The welcomes turn into screams at my protest. Pain and desperate pleas for my help. Tell me that it is my duty to stay.